Are you a parent or caregiver supporting a child with speech or communication challenges? Faith Education Center invites you to our Speech Intervention Parent-Teacher Training Workshop, an empowering session designed to equip you with practical tools to help children find their voice. What to expect: strategies to support nonverbal children, tools for children with speech and language delays, techniques for children with limited vocabulary, guidance on alternative and augmentative communication methods, insights into speech language development, and the role of play. Our presenter is Brittany Aiken. She is a speech language pathologist with hands-on expertise in communication support. When and where? Saturday, November 29th, 2025, from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. at the Youth Innovation Center at 42 Young Street, Spanish Town. Early bird prize, $7,000. This ends on October 20, 2025. Regular price, $8,000. Includes workshop materials and refreshment. This is your chance to gain knowledge, strategies, and confidence to better support the children in your care. Don't miss it. Register now and invest in unlocking the power of communication. Call or WhatsApp 876-801-9030. You don't want to miss it.
On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype. We make it take flight.
Yeah man, my viewers and subscribers, what go on. A blessed and wonderful Saturday morning to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now my peeps, you don't know how we do it over on this side each and every morning. We have to give thanks and praise to the Most High Creator for the preservation of life, because life is indeed the greatest. So in the morning, my peeps, I have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we are going in Jamaica. So watch us now, my peeps, in the morning. We're going to kick it off with a brief international story. Now this one involves one of Jamaica's dancehall artists, who again is definitely not among the smartest. We are talking about this brother here, presently on your screen, identified as Matthew Smith, but is more popularly known in the dancehall world as Reagan King. Yeah man. Now for those who may have forgotten, Reagan King have a criminal court case go on for illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. He was supposed to be on court on Wednesday the 24th of September. But guess what? Reagan King was a no-show. Yeah, man. Now, there is a lot of reasons why Reagan King never show up. And Reagan King, I'm pretty sure at some point in time, you will hear this vlog. You and I know exactly why you did not show up. But let me ask you this question. Do you actually think that was a smart move on your side? But then again, we can't use smart and the man who push the dunceness in a same sentence. So I guess you really dunce in a literal sense. Because why wouldn't you show up at court? Don't answer that. So for those who may have forgotten why Reagan King was charged, now according to the New York State court records. The charges includes criminal possession of a weapon in the second degree. And of course, it's a loaded firearm. Criminal possession of a weapon in the third degree, ammunition and clips. Possession of ammunition, feeding device, and criminal possession of a weapon in the fourth degree. Now him had 28 at the time when him get charged. 29 at the time when him get charged. And he got charged by the NYPD 113th precinct at midnight on that day, date and time, that are July 8th. Now the circumstances of the arrest is still unclear, but we get resources them, and he was traveling in a motor vehicle with his wife, who was also charged, and 4 other undocumented persons, Jamaicans of course. So he was arraigned on the charges, to which he pleaded not guilty. His first court date was scheduled for July 12th at 9 a.m. in Queens Supreme Court. He attended that one. But the court date for September 24th, he did not show up. Now this is the firearm presently on your screen. Now in the state of New York, criminal possession of a loaded firearm, the top charge, carries a statutory minimum required sentence of 3 years, 3.5 years in prison. And that's typically for someone with no previous criminal record. The maximum sentence goes up to 15 years. And in the summer of 2021, Ryan King left Jamaica to seek orthopedic specialized attention for his condition, because we all know say he has been confined to a wheelchair because of the previous year. In 2020, he was traveling in a Westmoreland. I got some sort of funeral, meeting some sort of little accident, and a brother from Uga Lane come can him up, almost take him 3 pints. So from him go a Uncle Sam figure seek some treatment, him no return back to Jamaica as yet. I guess he married and I try to get himself sort out. But get himself in a bangarang. Now I could see what the court I got do as it relates to Ryan King being a no-show at his September 24, 2025 court hearing in Queens, New York. Boy, may I tell you, make we see anyway back to local style. Now the first thing that we are going to talk about, my peeps, is an update where the Jamaica Constabulary Force has intensified efforts to apprehend this criminal element presently on your screen. 40-year-old Courtney Ashley, otherwise known as Bloodstain. Now, Courtney Ashley, who has been linked to various serious crimes in the St. Andrews South Police Division, is now listed as the country's most wanted man. And Bloodstain is said to be the reputed gang leader for the notorious Baton Marley gang. Now, Bloodstain is wanted in connection with the 2017 fatal knockings and clappings of a man identified as Andrew Foster, and also with the wounding of another man. That knockings and clappings took place along Fenbrook Avenue in the St. Andrews South Police Division. He's also a person of interest in several other investigations, to include the recent double fatal knockings and clappings in the St. Andrews South Police Division. His last known address is Abbey Close in Lee's Flat, Red Hills. Now this criminal element has been featured several times on the JCF Wanted Wednesdays campaign, and also on the Spot News Media and several other like-minded vloggers, YouTube vlogs. Now he was almost captured in July when personnel from the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Investigation Branch, that's CTOC, disrupted a planned contract knockings and clappings in Jacksonville. That at the same time there, when the police them have a fling down couple boy well up a Jack's Hill. During that incident, 5 end up lose them 3 pints and 5 firearms seized. But the criminal element Bloodstain managed to escape. And earlier this month, commanding officer for the St. Andrews South Police Division, that's SSP Damian Mandison, repeated his call for Bloodstain to turn in himself to the police. Now we're going to hear from Senior Superintendent Damian Mandison as he weighs in on what we describe as Jamaica's most wanted man. Yeah, man. Now listen.
Let me use the opportunity to make a special call out to Courtney Ashley. He goes by the name Bloodstain, Stain, Evil, Alien, Biggs, and all the other names that his cronies give him out there in the criminal underworld. We're appealing to him, and in fact, I'm being very instructive to him that wherever he is, to turn himself into the nearest police station so that the length of the law can have its course.
Now the first thing that we're going to talk about in the morning, my peeps, as it relates to this morning's fresh set of stories, is coming from the Portland Police Division, where an Ananda alert has been activated for 2 missing Portland siblings. They are presently on your screen. They have since been identified as 16-year-old Kalia Orr and 18-year-old Omari Orr, as in ORR is their surname. They are of a Hopefield district address in Hope Bay in the parish of Portland. The brother and sister have been missing since Wednesday. Kahalia is of dark complexion, medium build, and is about 5 feet 5 inches tall. Amari is of dark complexion, medium build, and is about 5 feet 7 inches tall. Reports are that Kahalia left home for school wearing her uniform, white blouse, blue skirt, and a pair of black shoes. Amari left home later that same day, dressed in a black pants and a pair of black shoes. The family says all efforts to locate them have proven futile. The police is asking anyone with any information surrounding the whereabouts of Kahalia or Amari is to contact the Hope Bay Police at 876-913 0202 or police emergency number 119. Boy, may I tell you, now that rough. Now the next thing that we're going to talk about, my peeps, is coming out of the St. Anna Police Division, where wanted man and 2 others held as St. Anne Police seized this firearm and a cache of ammunition. Yeah, man. Now, a man who was on St. Anne's Police most wanted list and wanted for possession of prohibited weapons and ammunition, and said to be linked to a prominent dancehall artist, have been captured. The dancehall artist part, definitely not surprising. He was held Friday morning along with 2 other criminal elements during a major operation in Miami Bay, carried out by the St. Anne's Specialized Operations Team and the Divisional Intelligence Unit. The police stated that sometime around 11:30 a.m. they entered a house at Greenwich Acres, armed with warrants, but nothing illegal was found inside. However, a search extended to the rear of an adjoining premises, where officers reportedly found this brown shopping bag inside a kennel. The bag contained this submachine gun with serial number obscured, fitted with the extended magazine which had 16 live 9mm rounds fitted in it, and also an additional 20 rounds of ammunition and an empty Glock pistol with firearm cleaning agents. The 3 criminal elements, including the wanted man, was taken into police custody. Further checks reveal that one of them is also wanted by Era 1 Major Investigations Division in relation to a quadruple fatal knockings and clappings in Clarkstown in Trelawney in 2023. Now, on the Spot News Media will most definitely be making checks into this one to unearth the names and even the faces of the criminal elements involved. Yeah, man. Now, the next thing that we're going to talk about is still in the St. Anne Police Division, where a criminal suspect turned himself over to the police after a fatal knifing incident. Now, the criminal element in question is this brother here, presently on your screen, who was being sought by the police in connection with Wednesday's fatal knifing of this man. It took place in Alexandra in the parish of St. Anne. The police describe it as a love triangle. Now, Senior Superintendent of Police Carlos Russell, commanding officer of the St. Anne Police Division, said that the criminal suspect surrendered to the police on Thursday accompanied by his attorney. He will be questioned in relation to the fatal knifing of 34-year-old Chadrai Nash, said to be of an Alexandra address in the parish. The allegations that are Nash, who was in a relationship with a like a 16-year-old, brought food to her home. It is stated that sometime around 8:50 on Wednesday evening, he did just that. She reportedly asked him to follow her to go on the road, and whilst proceeding, the man dressed in a ski mask approached him and knifed him up, leaving him lifeless. He was pronounced, you know what, at the hospital. The suspect then ran from the scene, leaving a bag with his identification card inside. So I saw the police them get to zero in and figure out who the criminal suspect really was. Now, the next thing that we're going to talk about, my peeps, is coming out of the St. Catherine North Police Division in a section known as Treadways. Boy, I think go on in a Treadways, which have left the entire community in anger and disbelief. Now, for those who don't know, Treadways is in the Linstead area, basically. Now, one of our nation's most vulnerable, a 7-year-old girl. This big old crusty man here, hold on her and take. Boy, may I tell you, the little pitney come from school Thursday afternoon, and this old dirty grey tone man here perform a hold on and take on the little pitney. The residents stated that the suspect, who is now in police custody, is an outsider and never come from in the place. He was reportedly positively identified by the liquor pitney. So after him do all the way him do to the liquor pitney, she say a passerby, a motorist, and stop the motorist and related the traumatic ordeal to the motorist, which thank God took her to the hospital. She was medically examined, and it was also reportedly confirmed that she was drugged by the attacker. Her father also explained that his daughter would usually be picked up from school, but for some reason, she did not see her driver on that day and decided to walk home. The resident who assisted her to the hospital stated that the community is now on edge because of the incident. Now we're going to hear from community residents who weighed in on this tragic and horrific ordeal. Jaja God, may I tell you, it's rough.
The sight that I saw the little girl yesterday in, it pains my heart. So most of the time when they come from school, they walk from the bus stop to here. And it could be one of them today. I've been growing up here, I don't see anybody do that. And I don't see anybody where really look like a pervert. So it is shocking to the community, and right now it's not even stabilized.
When we were in the bushes, my baby mother got a call from a taxi man, said that they saw a man fitting the description with banana trash in his head at Palm. On our way to Palm, we passed him at a wholesale, but we never know it was him. So we tried to find out which taxi picked him up. We run down the taxi, bar the taxi, and get him out. As we approach the taxi, him start bawl out, I know me. So we started to say, Anna, you do what? So we pull him from the taxi and take him back to the community. the community come together, because I never know that so many people living in Treadways.
So the criminal element was not so safely handed over to the police, because you don't know, say, the residents would have taken a few jabs at him. A 10 kick, 1 5 box, 1 3 thump on them short ribs, 2 conk out a broadboard over and yai tap this so. 2 big lick out a 2 lass made in China, I'll print out in him back, cause the 28 machete would have left same engraved in his back, but handed over to the police alive. Nonetheless, my take on that, him shouldn't even be allowed to walk figure into the police vehicle. I should have stretcher them use and push him out. I'm glad them not take him 3 points still so that the law can have its course. But trust and believe, all dirty corner boy like this definitely figure down. Yeah, man. So anyway, my peeps, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscast. On The Spot News Media. Yeah, man.